joining us now is Mr. Bernard Link. He is the U.S. Charge d'Affaires. Good morning, Mr. Link. How are you doing?
Very good, thanks. A beautiful drive in this morning.
Is it? You enjoyed the wet weather?
Oh, it is. The whole city glints and gleams with the reflected lights.
Excellent. Wonderful way to put it.
Yeah.
Now, I understand there's a gentleman coming to Grenada. He's from a company called Shrinking Footprint, which they aim to develop and promote tourism. Is that right?
That's true. We have Andy Domain coming in under our speakers program. Andy Domain is a specialist in tourism. He had to start in the advertising sector and has put more and more of an emphasis on working with entities in the United States, counties and states on developing approaches towards sustainable tourism. We're lucky to bring him here to Grenada next week. He'll also be visiting Dominica, and he'll be sharing some insights with the Grenada Board of Tourism, with the non-state actors panel, and with Presentation Brothers Presentation Brothers College students and TAMCC hospitality students as well. So he's meeting with a variety of sectors. We're keen to hear his insights on sustainable tourism, why he thinks the Caribbean is well placed to take advantage of problems occurring elsewhere and securing more and more of a market share.
Okay. Does he have some unique ideas? Does he take things from a different approach?
Well, I haven't met with him yet, but I do think he takes a rather iconoclastic approach, and I have no doubt he's going to be very provocative in his talks. He is much more interested on the small scale, the community scale, than he is in the big scale, the Hiltons and the Holiday Inns.
Right.
So I think the perspective that he brings is one that hopefully would be well suited to what Grenada is doing. We're excited because this also builds upon other efforts that we've supported here in Grenada in the past. The restoration of the Vera Pond, which created some opportunities up north, the development of marine protected area management plans, which ideally would help develop certain resources in Carriacou and Beauséjour. And this is just another step in that direction.
Fantastic. So let's zoom in on the shrinking footprints. It sounds a lot related to carbon footprints and climate change. So just tell us exactly what is Andy's efforts about.
Well, we've asked him to look at a number of themes this time around. With the non-state actors panel, we've asked him to look at tourism from the point of view of the sustainable development civil society interests. And so essentially these will be people, hopefully, that will be looking at various policy issues and seeking to see how tourism can support what it is that they hope to achieve and what it is they hope to raise in terms of policy here in Grenada. On Tuesday, that will be a panel discussion on Monday at the Public Workers Union. I think if anybody's interested in attending, they should contact Sandra Ferguson, who is the contact for that particular event. On Monday, he'll be meeting with various components of the Grenada Board of Tourism. There'll be a private meeting with owners and managers of attractions, and in the afternoon there'll be an open session at St. George's University at Burn Hall to talk about global trends in sustainable tourism and why he thinks Grenada is well positioned to take advantage of those.
And of course, the lecture is open to everyone, to the general public?
The afternoon lecture is indeed. That's his keynote address. Again, will be at SGU at Burn Hall at 3 o'clock, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
All right, and I mean that's the key. Like, is each one of these sessions? I mean, obviously the workshop is going to be different to his keynote, but the address that he's doing to say the students at Presentation Brothers College, is it going to be a similar address or?
I think it's going to be different. The audience is going to be different. He'll be talking to people who want to make their mark and build their careers in that sector. So it's going to be less of a discussion on global trends, and I would hope it'd be more rooted in terms of what the students can expect from the sector and what contributions they could make.
Okay. You think that information would be available afterwards, so for other students, because obviously what's applicable to those boys would probably be applicable to other students, right?
Indeed. Well, I do recall that the non-state actors panel has invited the press to be public, to be present for that particular session. I think the afternoon session on Tuesday will also be covered by the press.
Okay, so people should be able to find out.
Indeed. I don't recall Presentation Brothers specifically whether that's going to be recorded or not.
Okay. Is it customary for the U.S. Embassy to partake in events like this?
Well, indeed, we've had a number of speakers over the 2 years that I've been here in Grenada. Some of your audience may have participated at the performance by a pianist named Rudnitsky, who was here last year. We had Chris Bush pass through here to talk about climate change. We've had another gentleman here to talk about how small businesses could survive the economic downturn. So these are all elements that we brought here to meet Grenada's needs in connection with our speakers programs. And we look forward to new ideas. I should mention that Andy Domain came to our attention through People in Action, through Denise Ogilvie. We're very grateful for her initial suggestions over a year ago. That's resulted in Mr. Domain's trip here this week.
What can we expect from the U.S. Embassy in a few months to come over 2012 and perhaps next year?
Well, we do have some major assistance initiatives underway with the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative, which in April should result in the delivery of 2 Coast Guard vessels to the Grenada Coast Guard to help bolster their ability to protect, to patrol, and to respond to issues in Grenada's marine area. We also have a major investment in the region in PEPFAR that Grenada stands to benefit from. That will boost the ability of the Grenadian health authorities to respond to the crisis posed by HIV and to track the spread of the disease in Grenada as well as other diseases. We're putting money into a laboratory in the Ministry of Health. We also have opportunities in climate change. There's a small, well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a small fund, but we have a fund established with the OECS on climate change. So there are a number of major issues underway.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Now, Andy Domain, I know he's talking with the Board of Tourism. Is he here to help out with current strategic plan? Is he here to put anything in place, or is it really just a sharing of information and some of his ideas for them to think about?
Well, the components that I talked about were in terms of relating Grenada's experience to the wider situation. But there will be a component with the Grenada Board of Tourism that permits him to interact more closely with the attraction owners and managers. And the thrust there would be how they could green their activities and how they could market the greening activities in their particular areas of interest to attract more tourism. So that hopefully will respond directly to some of the area attractions needs.
Okay.
Sounds good, sounds good.
All right, well, it's all wonderful stuff.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming in this morning and sharing what you have happening at the U.S. Embassy.
Okay. Very good.
Just remind us one last time about the lecture that's available to the public.
This will be at St. George's University at Burn Hall. My recollection is 3 o'clock?
Yes, it's at 3 p.m. on March 6th, so that's next Tuesday.
Very good.
Yeah. 3 p.m. Tuesday the 6th at the Bourne Lecture Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you very, very much for joining us.
All right, well, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Enjoy the day.
Okay.